We are here in Danville with Coach Megan Aldridge of the volleyball team, and we have not got to interview this young lady since we did at Supreme Courts, and we had a great time that day, and I'm sure we will as well today because she's pretty animated. But Coach, all jokes aside, since that day to now, take us through how your season's progressed. You know, last time we talked to you, you said you had some question marks that you needed answers for, and now we're over into full season mode now. Talk to us about your team from that moment when we seen you in Supreme Court, those summer play days to now.
At Supreme Courts, our last matches, we still weren't a full team. We had a couple of kids still out with injury and some playing multiple sports in the summer. So we're a full team now. Kids are still battling it out daily for positions, but we are back together and still kind of working through who's playing where and who will be the most successful in each position.
Now, Coach, you guys coming in had a target on your back. A lot of teams up there, even during those play dates, we're talking about you guys were one of the teams to beat in your classification. Do you have to battle that with the young ladies, or do you keep them level-headed, or how does that work?
We are next game mentality. Who are we playing today? Who are we playing Thursday?
That's
So
right.
We won't talk about Thursday until today is over. So one game at a time, one skill at a time mentality.
No doubt. That'll definitely keep them dialed in there. Now, you guys have a lot of good things, and we talk about this with Coach Andrew Williams all the time, going on here at the school, from construction to new buildings being built. Talk about how exciting it is to be right here in Danville at this time.
It's so exciting. We have new head coaches on staff. Coach Williams is not new anymore, but new last year, 2 new basketball coaches, and it's been really fun to see how everybody, wants gym time, but it's like, oh, I can do this, you can do this. It's just really the head coaches coming together and laying out exactly how this will work until the new facility is built. So it's caused us to meet more and be together more, and that's been fun.
No doubt. Now, that new facility you talked about, have you got to see the blueprint of that? What's that going to look like from you guys' standpoint on volleyball's perspective?
More courts. We run a 16-team tournament every year here at school, so we'll be able to expand that to a 24-team tournament. So that's really exciting for us.
Coach, that's got to make your life a little easier there, correct?
You'd think.
That's always good. But volleyball in general has gotten bigger each year. Since we've started, we've noticed it's grown a little bit. What are some of the things you think we could do, maybe even in the media or just anybody, to help grow this sport to get it even more popular?
Well, I'll say from things like you guys, and then of course all of the media days at Supreme Courts, it feels bigger even to us as coaches, which is so fantastic. And we have more people reaching out. Hey, can we cover your games? Will you give us stats on athletes? It's just really growing. So to do that more, we just want to see more of the same. We appreciate you guys doing this and everybody else.
Hey, we appreciate you, and to have the Monsignor camp there at Supreme Courts and host. That's one of the largest team camps in the nation, as far as we're aware of. I think so. How important do you think that is, not only for this area but for this state, to host an event like that and have so many teams all the way down to the JV level up to you guys? I mean, how awesome is that?
Yeah, that's a coach's dream, because you as a head coach, you're not going to play somebody until you've laid eyes on them. You're not going to go in blind to anything. So it's amazing to put all of these teams into one facility, and you can just court hop and say, you've got your brackets and you know what's going to happen in the end of the season.
Right.
So to be able to see all of these teams play different levels of competition is fantastic.
Now, Coach, to this point in the season, you've had these girls, you know what you got. That the old saying we used to have is the hay's in the barn, so to speak, with your girls. Talk about this team right here and kind of what separates it from some of your past teams. Each team has its own identity.
Sure, absolutely. Every summer before we start, I say to the kids, you've never been this far preseason. And they say, Coach, you say that every year. I say, I mean it every season. The IQ just grows and grows and grows. And soon the hay is kind of in the barn, because they know what's going to work for them individually. So we really try, because we have an experienced team. We have 5 seniors. We try, instead of coming at them, do this, do this, do this, we say, let's collaborate here. What works best? Your body, your mind, today's game. And that collaborative culture has served us really well. And this team has really latched on to that. And they're not afraid to give us feedback, which helps us so much.
No doubt. Now, this individual team that you have right here, what are some of the things that you know you can hang your hat on with this team that you're really good at? And then some of the things that you guys have to prove on at this point in the season? She's smiling. Something's cooking.
No, we're coming off a neat weekend. So, what can I hang my hat on? Offense, we have one of the top players in the state offensively. Of course,
Absolutely.
Faith Parker is going to be Faith Parker, and that is definitely something that we depend on. However, I will say, as we move through the season, you have to differentiate your offense. You're going to face fantastic blocking teams, and you can't depend on one kid. So what we can really depend on is, number one, our setter, differentiating the offense, telling us, hey, this is going to work, even if it doesn't involve Faith. And our other hitters have just latched on to that. So differentiating the offense, that is what we can hang our hat on.
And after a weekend like last weekend, what's something that you got to dive in on to help these young ladies along during this process of becoming the best team you can? Is there multiple things?
There are multiple things, but really it's just taking the good with the bad. You're not going to go out there and execute perfectly every time. We don't expect that. But we do expect them to come back and execute again, and they've done that. They'll do that today. They're just such a fantastic group of only 9 girls to move forward. They accept, what am I trying to say? They accept adversity, and they like it. Like, okay, I can't do this, watch me do this type of thing.
You have 9 girls total, and 5 of those being seniors, correct?
Yeah.
So talk about that, how that has to help from a leadership standpoint and relaying your message to these young ladies, because these young ladies grew up, around you in this program, and having those 5, almost the majority of your team, it is the majority of your team is seniors.
Say the question again. I'm sorry. I have to edit this now.
That's good. We can roll on.
I'm sorry.
Having the majority of your team seniors has to help relay your message to them. Having these girls so much experience.
Absolutely. But again, it's a collaborative culture, truly, because we respect what the kids have to say. Because at the end of the day, I am not playing. My assistants are not playing. So our best laid plans, if our kids cannot execute, X, Y, and Z, we're missing Y, they'll say, hey, we can do X and Z, and we can do it like this. And we say, okay, let's practice it.
Right.
Let's try it. So that is the best part of so many seniors.
And give us your final thoughts moving forward, Coach. What, in your words, do you think needs to happen to have these girls playing their best late into the season, which is when you want to peak out?
Health. Having a small team, you worry about the health, the physical health of your athletes. And really the only thing you can do is play and still keep up strength training, still keep up agility training while you're playing in the season. So that's our main goal.
Coach, we appreciate you sitting in with us. And as always, we are here if you need anything from us. And thank you so much for all you do for these young ladies, this town, and the sport of volleyball in general.
Thank you.
Thank you.